The euro and global shares have both risen in value, as markets welcomed the bailout for the Irish Republic. Following the Sunday's deal, the euro strengthened to $1.376, while Japan's Nikkei index closed up 0.9% at a 5-month high. The exact amount and terms of the European Union-led package will be negotiated in the coming days. Irish Finance Minister Brian Lenihan said his government would be getting less than 100 BN euros dollars 136 BN, pounds 85 BN. The UK and Sweden have also offered direct loans. The crisis in the Irish Republic has been brought on by the recession and the almost total collapse of the country's banks, analysts say. Once known as the Celtic Tiger for its strong economic growth, helped by low corporate tax rates, the property bubble burst, leaving the country's banks with huge liabilities and pushing up the cost of borrowing for them and the government. Smaller banks. The Irish Prime Minister, Brian Cowen, said the government would be publishing a 4-year budget plan that would restructure the banking industry. EU Finance Commissioner Olli Rehn, speaking in Brussels, said the loans would be provided to the Republic over a 3-year period and the assistance would help preserve the stability of the Eurozone, the group of 16 nations using the euro as their common currency. The Reuters news agency quoted senior EU sources as saying the loans would total 90 BN euros. Mr. Cowen said the Irish Republic's banks would be made smaller, as part of a restructuring of the banking industry. The other part of the bailout package would help to reduce the government's budget deficit to a target of 3% of GDP by 2014, Mr. Lenihan said. Under the bailout scheme, income tax will increase but the country's low 12.5% corporation tax, controversial for some other countries but non-negotiable for the Irish government, will not be touched. It is a sign of the crisis facing the Irish Republic and some of the other highly indebted European nations that the rescue plan had to be announced late on Sunday, before the financial markets opened on Monday, without many important details having been worked out, says BBC Europe correspondent John T. Bloom. Announcing the bailout on Sunday, Mr. Cowen appealed for public solidarity. To the Irish people I say simply this, we should not underestimate the scale of our economic problems, but we must have faith in our ability as a people to recover and prosper once more, he said. The task of rebuilding our economy falls to our own efforts as a people, he told a news conference following the cabinet meeting on the rescue plan. That is where the focus of our efforts must turn over coming weeks, beginning with the 4-year plan and then the budget. And now we need to show the solidarity in our own country that our neighbors have shown to us at this time. Although the country's government claims to be fully funded until the middle of next year, it has provided a blanket guarantee to the Irish banks, some of whom are now finding it impossible to borrow money in the markets. On Thursday, Mr. Cowen's government admitted for the first time that it may need outside help. Previously the government had said it did not need any financial support from the European Union and IMF. Portugal concerns. Some EU officials fear the Republic's financial problems might spread to other Eurozone countries with large budget deficits, particularly Portugal. BBC Business editor Robert Peston said it would be a very foolish individual who predicted that the Irish bailout was the solution to all of the Eurozone's problems. He added, the reality is that Portugal also has excessive debt, although not to the same scale as Ireland. But Portugal also has real structural problems that they will struggle to get through on their own. Our business editor added that the EU still had sufficient funds to bail out Portugal, but that it would then leave other nations such as Spain and Italy to muddle through on their own. The EU and the IMF launched a €110 billion rescue program for Greece in May after the government was faced with the prospect of bankruptcy. Big government spending cuts sent large numbers of Greeks onto the streets in protest. What do you think of the bailout? Will it be enough to prevent further contagion across the Eurozone? What kind of conditions should be attached, do you think? Send us your comments.